Have you ever stood on the shore at night, staring out at the black, restless ocean? Felt that primal shiver, that ancient fear? For centuries, sailors whispered about it. A terror so immense, so powerful, it could drag entire ships down to the crushing darkness. They called it the Kraken. Was it just a drunken sailor's tale? A superstition born of fear and the vast unknown? Or was there something real lurking in the abyss? Something colossal, with eyes the size of dinner plates and tentacles that could crush a man like a bug? Today, we're diving deep. We're going to hunt the truth behind the legend. We'll uncover the real creature that inspired the myth, the scientific battles to prove its existence, and why the Kraken still haunts our imagination. Get ready, because the ocean's greatest secret is about to surface. Imagine you're a Norwegian fisherman in the 12th century. Your small wooden gnar battles a sudden, violent squall in the frigid North Atlantic. Waves like mountains crash over the deck. The wind howls like a banshee. You're clinging to the mast, praying to the old gods, when suddenly, the sea around you stills, unnaturally still. The water turns oily black. Then you see it. Not a wave. An island that wasn't there moments before. But this island, it moves. Slowly, deliberately, massive, suckered tentacles, thicker than tree trunks, begin to rise from the depths, dripping with slime. One slams down onto your deck, splintering wood like kindling. Another curls around the hull. You hear the groan of timber giving way. Then you look up and you see it, the eye. A single, enormous, unblinking eye, cold and ancient, staring down from the churning water. It's the last thing you ever see. This is the Kraken, as the old sagas told it. Not just a monster, but a force of nature. An island come alive to devour the foolish. But where did this terrifying image come from? Was it pure fantasy, born of storm-tossed minds? Or did those sailors witness something real? The earliest written accounts are chillingly specific. In the 13th century, a Norwegian text called the Konungs Skuggsja, or the King's Mirror, described a creature so vast it was mistaken for an island. It warned sailors that if they ever landed on such an island, they should flee immediately, for it was not land at all, but a monster that would submerge, dragging them and their ship to a watery grave. Centuries later, in the 1750s, the Bishop of Bergen, Pontoppidan, compiled detailed accounts in his work, The Natural History of Norway. He interviewed countless sailors who swore they'd seen it. They described an animal so large, its back could be mistaken for landmass, sometimes several miles in circumference. Its arms, they said, were powerful enough to engulf the largest warship. Pontoppidan even included a chilling detail: the Kraken's feeding habits. When it surfaced, it would release a black, inky substance that fouled the water for miles around, attracting vast schools of fish. Fishermen, he noted, sometimes fished over the Kraken unknowingly, reaping huge catches until the beast began to stir. Then they rowed for their lives. Was Pontoppidan simply recording folklore, or was he documenting genuine sightings of something extraordinary? Skeptics scoffed. How could an animal grow that big? Where were the bodies? The proof? But the whispers wouldn't die. Sailors kept seeing things that defied explanation. Throughout the age of sail, reports trickled in from captains of respected naval vessels. They spoke of monstrous tentacles rising from the deep, wrapping around ships, leaving behind sucker marks the size of plates. In 1782, the French ship Architeuthis encountered what the crew described as a colossal cephalopod off the coast of Madeira. They tried to capture it, hacking at a tentacle estimated to be over 35 feet long. It proved too strong, escaping into the depths. But they brought back a piece that confirmed it wasn't whale blubber or seaweed. It was something unknown, something immense. Then came the 19th century. The age of science was dawning, but the ocean remained largely unexplored, and the reports kept coming, more credible, more detailed. Scientists began to take notice. Could there be a kernel of terrifying truth in these ancient legends? The turning point came in the 1850s. Off the coast of Denmark, a large, decaying carcass washed ashore. It was unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Long, serpentine body, enormous flippers, a huge, beak-like structure in the center. Naturalist Japetus Steenstrup examined it meticulously. He realized this wasn't a sea serpent, it was the remains of a giant squid. He named it Architeuthis dux. But crucially, he also realized something profound. The size of the beak, the fragments of tentacle. They suggested a living animal of staggering proportions, far larger than any known squid. Steenstrup became convinced that Architeuthis was the real creature behind the Kraken myth. The island-sized back? Perhaps the exaggerated size of a very large animal surfacing? The tentacles that crush ships? The terrifying reality of a squid whose arms could indeed reach 30, 40, even 60 feet in length. The inky cloud, exactly how real squid escape predators. The bishop's account? Suddenly, it didn't seem so fantastical. Steenstrup had found the biological anchor for the legend, but finding a beached carcass was one thing. Proving a living, breathing giant inhabited the abyss was another. The hunt was on. For decades, the giant squid remained a ghost. Scientists knew it existed from dead specimens and sucker scars found on sperm whales, their only known predator. But to see one alive in its natural habitat, that seemed impossible. The ocean is vast, deep, and dark. Architeuthis lives hundreds, even thousands of feet down, beyond the reach of sunlight. It's a realm of crushing pressure and eternal night. How could you find a solitary, elusive giant there? The technology didn't exist, but the desire to see it burned bright. Marine biologists dreamed of that moment, the moment the myth became reality on camera. They developed new deep-sea submersibles, sophisticated cameras, and lures designed to attract the creature. Expeditions were mounted, hopes were raised, and dashed. Time and again, they came back empty-handed. The Kraken remained elusive, a phantom of the deep. Was it simply too rare, too intelligent, or were we looking in the wrong places? Then, in 2004, Japanese researchers made a breakthrough. Using a specialized baited camera line, lowered nearly 3,000 feet into the Pacific Ocean off the Ogasawara Islands, they finally captured it. Not the whole animal, but undeniable proof. A series of still photographs showed a giant squid attacking the bait. Its enormous body, its massive tentacles, its huge, watchful eye. It was all there. The images were grainy, dark, but electrifying. For the first time in human history, we had visual evidence of a living giant squid in its deep-sea home. The scientific world erupted. The Kraken was real, but the Holy Grail was still missing. Moving images, video, the chance to see this legendary creature alive, moving in its element. That moment finally came in 2006. The same Japanese team, led by Tsunemi Kubodera, achieved the seemingly impossible. Near the Ogasawara Islands again, they deployed a smaller, quieter submersible, and there it was, gliding through the inky blackness. A giant squid, estimated to be about 24 feet long. Its long arms trailed behind it like ghostly streamers. Its two feeding tentacles, even longer, stretched out ahead. And those eyes, enormous, dark, seemingly ancient. The creature approached the bait, one tentacle snaking out to grab it. For a few breathtaking minutes, the team filmed it. The world watched in awe. The myth, born in the terror of ancient sailors, confirmed by science, captured on film. The Kraken had been found. But seeing it is one thing, understanding it is another. What do we really know about Architeuthis ducks? It's the largest invertebrate on Earth. We know females can grow up to 43 feet long, possibly even 60 feet, with males slightly smaller. Those eyes, up to 11 inches across, the largest in the entire animal kingdom, perfect for detecting the faint bioluminescence of prey or predators in the abyss. It has 8 arms and 2 much longer feeding tentacles, lined with rings of sharp, chitinous suckers. It's a powerful predator, likely feeding on fish and other squid, using its tentacles to snatch prey, pulling it towards its sharp, parrot-like beak. But its life remains largely mysterious. Where does it spawn? How long does it live? How does it find mates in the vast emptiness of the deep? We know sperm whales hunt them, evidenced by the sucker scars found on whale skin and squid beaks, recovered from whale stomachs. But beyond that, the giant squid guards its secrets fiercely. Every encounter, every piece of footage is a precious glimpse into an alien world, right here on Earth. So was the Kraken real? In the literal sense of an island-sized monster, capable of sinking ships with a single thrash? Almost certainly not. That was the product of fear, exaggeration, and the immense power of the ocean. But the core of the myth, the colossal tentacled terror dwelling in the deepest, darkest parts of the sea, that is undeniably real. Architeuthis ducks exists. It is a creature of staggering size and power, perfectly adapted to an environment more hostile than space. The sailors weren't entirely wrong. They saw something extraordinary, something beyond their comprehension. They interpreted it through the lens of their fears and their limited understanding of the natural world. They gave it a name, the Kraken. Science gave it a name, Architeuthis. Both names speak to the same awe-inspiring, terrifying reality. Why does the Kraken myth endure so powerfully? Why does it still capture our imagination in the age of science and submersibles? Because it taps into something primal, our fear of the unknown. The ocean covers over 70% of our planet, yet we've explored less than 20% of it. The deep sea remains the last great frontier on Earth. The Kraken represents that vast, unknowable darkness. It's the embodiment of the idea that no matter how advanced we become, nature still holds secrets. Monsters not of fantasy but of biology. Creatures so alien, so perfectly adapted to their world, they might as well be from another planet. The giant squid is that monster. It's real. It's down there right now, gliding silently through the eternal night, miles below our cruise ships and fishing boats. That knowledge is far more thrilling and far more unsettling than any pure fiction. The Kraken also endures because it's a perfect story. It has everything: mystery, danger, the struggle between man and nature, the quest for knowledge. It's a story that has evolved from a superstitious tale to a scientific quest, from a monster to be feared to a marvel to be understood. Yet the core element of wonder remains. We want there to be giants in the deep. We want the world to retain its magic, its capacity to surprise us. The discovery of the giant squid didn't kill the myth, it transformed it. It grounded it in reality, making it even more incredible. The Kraken is no longer just a legend. It's a living, breathing testament to the power and mystery of the natural world. So the next time you stand by the ocean, especially at night, look out at the dark water. Remember the Kraken, not as a fantasy, but as a reality that was hidden for millennia, a reality that scientists fought for centuries to uncover, a reality that proves our planet still holds wonders beyond our wildest dreams. The giant squid is out there, the real Kraken. It's just one of countless secrets the ocean is still keeping. What other legends might be waiting just beyond the reach of our lights? In the crushing pressure of the deep, the hunt for truth, like the ocean itself, is vast and endless. The Kraken taught us that sometimes the myths are pointing towards something real, something astonishing, and that's the most terrifying and the most wonderful truth of all. What ancient myth fascinates you the most? Is there a creature from legend you think might have a basis in reality? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to dive deeper into the world's greatest mysteries, from lost civilizations to mythical beasts, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Join our community of explorers and never miss an adventure into the unknown. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the deep, dark truth of the Kraken. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the ocean still holds its secrets.